You notice she's distant. So you do what any good partner would do. You try harder. More texts, more calls, more attention, more effort. You plan better dates. You listen more carefully. You're more available. And somehow she gets more distant. So you try even harder. More communication, more vulnerability, more investment. And she pulls further away. You're confused, frustrated, exhausted, because you're doing everything right. More effort should equal better results. That's how everything else works. But here's what nobody tells you. In relationships, trying harder often makes it worse. Not sometimes, often. And you're about to understand why. What if I told you that most relationship advice is backwards? What if I told you that the things you're told to do, communicate more, show more affection, try harder, are exactly the actions that destroy attraction? This is happening to millions of men right now. They feel the distance growing, so they increase effort, which increases distance, so they try even harder. A perfect death spiral, and nobody explains the mechanism. Why does more effort create worse results? Today, you're going to understand the inverse relationship between effort and attraction. And once you see it, everything will make sense. I've watched this pattern across cultures and centuries. The men who try hardest often lose fastest. The men who care most end up alone. This isn't random. This is mechanism. There's a psychological law operating here, and understanding it changes everything. But I need to warn you, what you're about to learn will feel unfair. Because the system itself is unfair. Pay very close attention. But wait. Before I show you this mechanism, you need to understand. This will change how you see every interaction in your relationship. There's no going back once you see the pattern. Here's the core mechanism nobody explains. In romantic relationships, increased effort signals decreased value. More trying equals lower worth. More investment equals less attraction. This isn't opinion. This is observable psychology. High-value men don't need to try hard. They have options. Low-value men must compensate with effort. So when you increase effort, you're unconsciously signaling, I need to compensate because I'm not enough. Her system reads this. Attraction drops. You try harder. Signal gets stronger. Attraction drops more. Death spiral activated. And here's something that will shock you. She doesn't consciously know she's responding this way. Her attraction isn't a choice. It's a biological response to status signals that evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. Effort signals low status. Low status triggers attraction decline. Automatically, below her awareness. Let me show you exactly how this plays out in specific situations. Texting. She takes 3 hours to respond. You text back immediately. She takes 5 hours next time. You text back in 2 minutes. The pattern continues. You think you're showing interest, being responsive. But here's what she reads. He's waiting for my text. He has nothing better to do. He's not in demand. He's available because he has no options. Every instant response is a low-value signal. High-value men are busy. They respond when convenient, not immediately. Your responsiveness reads as desperation. And here's the trap. If you consciously delay to play games, she senses the strategy. That's even worse. You have to genuinely be busy. Genuinely have a full life. The signal has to be authentic. You can't fake it. Communication. She seems upset. You ask what's wrong. She says nothing. You push. Please talk to me. I want to understand. Communication is important. You initiate deep conversations. You try to process feelings. Here's what's happening. You're working harder than her to maintain the relationship. That imbalance signals low value. Relationships work when effort is balanced, or she's working slightly harder. When you're clearly working harder, when you're the one always initiating, always pushing, always trying, signals that you need the relationship more than she does. Need equals low value. Low value equals declining attraction. But here's what makes this cruel. Modern relationship advice tells you the opposite. Communicate more. Be vulnerable. Work on the relationship. This advice assumes effort equals improvement. It doesn't. In relationships, effort distribution matters more than effort amount. You know what I've observed? Ancient Spartans understood this. Medieval nobility understood this. Modern culture has completely forgotten it. And you're paying the price for that cultural amnesia. Conflict. You disagree. You immediately try to fix it. Let's talk about this. I don't want us to fight. Let me explain my perspective. You're the one extending olive branches, apologizing first, making peace. Here's the translation. High-status individuals don't scramble to fix conflict. They're comfortable with temporary tension. Low-status individuals need approval. They can't tolerate disapproval, so they rush to fix. Your rush to fix signals, I need your approval. I can't function with you upset at me. That's need. Need is low value. Low value reduces attraction. You know what's exhausting about this? You're being punished for caring, for trying, for being a good partner. And you don't even understand why. Affection. She's cold. You respond with more affection. More, I love you. More physical touch. More attempts to connect. She gets colder. You increase affection more. Here's the mechanism. Affection imbalance signals value imbalance. When you're giving significantly more affection than you're receiving, it means you value her more than she values you. Or you need the relationship more than she does. Both read as low value. High value dynamics are balanced or slightly tilted in his favor. She's slightly more affectionate than him. When inverted, when he's chasing with affection, it kills attraction. Every time. Planning. You plan everything. The dates, the activities, the future. You ask, what do you want to do? She says, I don't know. You plan something. She's lukewarm about it. So you try harder. Better planning, more thought, more effort. Here's what she sees. You're working hard to keep her entertained. That's your job because you need to keep her interested. High-value men don't work hard to keep women interested. Women work to keep them interested. The effort direction signals the value hierarchy. You planning everything signals, I'm lower value. I need to earn your continued presence. And here's the impossible position. If you stop planning, nothing happens. Because she's not invested enough to plan, so you're trapped. Plan everything and look low value. Or don't plan and the relationship stagnates. Availability. She says, I miss you. You clear your schedule. Cancel plans. Make yourself available. She appreciates it initially, then takes it for granted, then expects it, then loses attraction. Because availability signals low demand. High-demand men are hard to see. Their time is valuable. Multiple things compete for it. When you're always available, you're signaling, nothing else in my life is as important as you. I will rearrange everything to see you. That feels good to her ego. But it kills her attraction, because it means you're not in demand. You're not valuable elsewhere. So why would you be valuable to her? Let me tell you what creates the death spiral. You notice attraction declining. So you try harder in all these areas. More texts, more communication, more conflict resolution, more affection, more planning, more availability. Each increase is another low value signal. Attraction drops more. You panic, try even harder, spiral accelerates. And you don't understand why relationship advice isn't working. Why being a good communicator, a good planner, an attentive partner makes things worse. Here's what I've learned. Societies that understood this paradox, ancient Greece. Rome at its peak had cultural structures that prevented men from over-functioning. social norms about masculine restraint, expectations of male independence. These weren't about oppression. They were about understanding human psychology. Modern culture destroyed these structures, told men to be more like women in relationships, and doomed millions of men to experience how more effort leads to rejection. But here's where this gets really dark. Once she categorizes you as low value, everything you do gets interpreted through that lens. Your effort reads as desperation. Your affection reads as neediness. Your communication reads as insecurity. Your planning reads as trying too hard. The same actions that worked early, when she saw you as high value, now confirm low value. The perception is set, and behavior can't change perception easily. You're trapped. Here's what actually works. Not trying harder. Not trying less as a tactic, but genuinely having a life so full that she's not the center. I've seen civilizations rise and fall. And here's what actually works. What has always worked: when you have genuine purpose, work you care about, goals you're pursuing, friendships you maintain, activities you enjoy, you naturally won't overfunction. You naturally won't be always available. You naturally won't chase, because you're busy. Not as strategy, as reality. That genuine busyness maintains attraction, because it's a real signal of value. You're valuable elsewhere, therefore possibly valuable to her. But here's the critical part. You can't create fake busyness while desperately caring if she leaves. She'll sense the incongruence. You have to actually reach a place where your purpose matters more than her approval, where losing her would hurt, but wouldn't destroy you, where you're genuinely willing to walk away if the dynamic doesn't work. That genuine non-neediness is the only thing that maintains attraction long-term. So let me make this crystal clear. Trying harder makes it worse. Not always, but often. Because effort signals value. Excessive effort signals low value. Low value triggers declining attraction. You notice declining attraction. You try harder. Signal gets stronger. Attraction drops more. Perfect inverse relationship. The harder you try, the worse it gets. So what do? First, share this video with men who are exhausted from trying harder and getting worse results. They need to understand the mechanism. They need to know they're not crazy. The system is inverse. Second, stop trying harder when you notice distance, not as a tactic, as genuine acceptance. If she's distant and you increasing effort hasn't helped, trying even more won't suddenly work. You need to pull back, not to manipulate, but to stop the low value signaling. Let her wonder where you went. Let her feel your absence. If she doesn't notice or doesn't care, the relationship is already over. You just don't know it yet. If she does notice and re-engages, you've reset the dynamic. Third, build a life so full that no woman is the center of it. Purpose first, then relationship, not relationship as purpose. When your life is genuinely full, you naturally won't overfunction. You naturally won't signal low value through excessive effort. You'll naturally maintain attraction through authentic high-value signals, not because you're trying to, but because you actually are high value. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men resist. You can't effort your way into attraction. You can't try harder to make her want you more. Attraction responds to value signals. Excessive effort is a low-value signal. You have to actually become high value. Actually have a full life. Actually be willing to walk away. Actually care about your purpose more than her approval. That transformation is what maintains attraction, not effort. Not trying, transformation. This is what I've seen work across every civilization, from ancient Greece to modern America. Men who stop trying to win approval and start living purposefully. Men who stop chasing and start building. Men who stop needing validation and start creating value. These men maintain attraction, not because they're trying to, but because they're genuinely high value. And genuine high value is the only thing that sustains attraction long term. This truth transcends culture, transcends era. When trying harder makes it worse, the answer isn't trying less as strategy. It's becoming someone who doesn't need to try, who has such a full, purposeful life that relationship effort is natural and balanced. Not excessive, not desperate, just natural. That's the only escape from the inverse relationship between effort and attraction. I'll be watching.